Alright, so if you're here for an all about anything video, please allow me to explain. All About Anything is going to temporarily be put on hold. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is because every single episode of All About Anything I've put out yet, to me at least, has both looked and felt really incomplete. And I know you guys might not see any problems with them, but to me, as the creator, there's just certain things that I need to do a lot better if I want to make it work how I want to make it work. And me continuing to upload those videos without properly fixing and addressing those minor issues is just starting to really not sit well with me. And yeah, I know, this is kind of a shitty intro. They're not ever fun when I don't have like a joke or a story or anything. But I needed to address that. So for any All About Anything fans, guys, believe me, it is coming back. Alright, what is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. After that introduction, I'm sure you guys can see today is not going to be an all about anything. Today I'm actually going to do something that's been requested both on Discord and on YouTube for quite some time now. I will be bringing you guys the official WyattzWorld power rankings, except I'm only going to do the top 15 teams because all 32 would just take way too fucking long. And keep in mind, power rankings fluctuate and change literally every single week, especially when the football season starts, so anything I say today probably won't be where I stand in a couple months. But these are going to be my top 15 NFL teams as of this very moment. And for those who haven't gotten a chance to try it out yet, if you go to gfuel.com and use code WyattzWorld, you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products. Kind of like this snow cone flavor. Alright, so starting off at number 15, I have the Minnesota Vikings. I've said time and time again, I don't need to reiterate it, guys, they are going to be a lot better than they were last year. Kept 99 of their offensive weapons, they just beefed up their O-line, and their defense is going to be a complete package, unlike last year when they were in fucking shambles. Personally, I kind of want to put the Vikings up a little bit higher on this list, but I know if I put them ahead of certain teams, I would have people literally kicking down my door tonight. But in all seriousness, the Minnesota Vikings are going to bounce back this year, and depending on Aaron Rodgers' status, even with him still being on the Packers, they might win the North. Up next at number 14, I got the 49ers. Now, I wasn't going to put them at 15 because I know that people would have thrown tantrums. It's not worth risking my life for stating my own opinion on YouTube. I don't think they're that good of a team. Now, I really like the addition they just got in Trey Lance. I like Kyle Shanahan on the field as a coach. Their defense still looks to be in really good shape even after losing Richard Sherman. It's just their offense that I can't get behind. I've stated many times, I don't think Jimmy Garoppolo is good. I don't think he's good at all. I don't care for the running backs in San Francisco, considering there's 9 of them. Kittle is great, but he can't stay healthy. Kind of the same thing with Debo. Like, it's just nothing ever complete on their offense. If somehow miraculously they could all stay healthy and Trey Lance pans out, I would have no issue saying that the 49ers are going to be back. But that's not the case yet, and we can't foresee injuries. I'm going to keep the 49ers at number 14. Alright, number 13, we've got the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know, I sure as hell hope I'm not the only one who's expecting a lot out of this team this year. Should have made the playoffs last year, just barely missed it. They added JJ Watt, they added AJ Green, they added a couple other guys. They may have lost Patrick Peterson, but it's not going to hurt them in any significant way. I think the Cardinals should easily be an 11-win team, but for all we know, they could turn into the Cleveland Browns a couple years ago when they were supposed to be really good and they still fucking sucked. Look, in my eyes, as long as Kyler Murray is given enough time to make a play, that team is going to be in excellent shape, as long as Cliff Kingsbury doesn't make any stupid fucking decisions. And then there's the other possibility that the O-line doesn't perform, Kyler Murray is pressured every single play, and the Cardinals just end up fucking sucking because the quarterback doesn't have enough time. Only one way to find out. Alright, up next is number 12. Here comes the dislikes. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. They are not that damn good, and we all saw it last year. No problem saying that their defense is going to carry them to 9 or 10 wins alone. But much like the 49ers, it's that goddamn offense. Okay, great. They just drafted Najee Harris, probably the best running back in the draft. You got Deontay Johnson, who's great until he gets hurt every single game, which he will. You got Chase Claypool, who, by the way, if he was given a bigger role on that offense, they'd probably win a couple more games. He's fucking enormous. And then we have Juju, who is fine. Yeah, I mean, he's a douchebag, but he's fine. He's a good wide receiver, but it all comes back to one person, and that's Ben Roethlisberger. Okay, if Ben shows up and he decides that he's on his A game, he's going to play at his absolute peak and best performance, then the Steelers are probably going to have a pretty good game. As any team should with a functioning offense and a coherent quarterback. But it's when 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger can't perform at his peak performance, which happens more frequently now, that the Steelers are absolutely fucked. We saw saw it last year against Washington. We saw it against the Bengals. We saw it against Cleveland. We saw it against Buffalo. Well, that wasn't really a shock. Buffalo was going to kick their ass regardless. But it's those certain games that are left specifically up to their defense to carry their asses, and it's just not enough. Up next at number 11, we have the Tennessee Titans. I really like that offense, but I don't really care for that defense. One day they show up and they're absolutely elite. The next day their defense walks on the field and it looks like they're trying to play blindfolded. And honest to God, this might sound dumb, but at certain times I think Jadeveon Clowney made your defense worse. But when we look at the strengths and the good aspects of that team, you take a look at their offense, you got Ryan Tannehill, who is severely underrated. One of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. Derrick Henry, who is very well the best pure runner in the league. A.J. Brown, who is one of the most physical wide receivers in the league. And not to mention their offensive line has seemed to perfect the art of opening up holes for Derrick Henry. Now I understand Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith leaving, that opened up a couple of holes on that offense, but with Ryan Tannehill in the pocket there, I'm thinking that they're still going to be okay. I would be worried, but Ryan Tannehill used to deal with a lot worse in Miami. Titans should be fine this year. I'll stick with them at number 11. Number 10, we've got the Indianapolis Colts. Wentz is back with Frank Reich. Their offensive line is a brick wall. They've got Jonathan Taylor sitting back there. They've still got T.Y. Hilton in the receiving core. And their defense seems to be as stable as it was last year. The only issue that I see with the Colts is that their offensive players besides Jonathan Taylor's are all just kind of eh. T.Y.'s like 32, you know, he's kind of winding down. Carson Wentz, we don't really know what we're going to get. He was good, then he was terrible. Trey Burton and Jack Doyle at tight ends. You know what I'm saying there, though? Outside of Jonathan Taylor, outside of their offensive lines, the Colts offense is good, but it's not great. Still enough to earn them a number 10 spot right now, though. Number 9, we've got the Seattle Seahawks. So the Seahawks, I could have put a little higher. I probably could have put a little bit lower. Okay, other than his absurd gum smacking, Pete Carroll is an excellent head coach in this league. Got Russell Wilson, who's a top 5 quarterback. He's got arguably 2 top 10 receivers in DK for sure, possibly Lockett being up there as well. And you can't forget about Chris Carson. They have weapons in Seattle. They've just got to make sure Russ gets the time he needs. And then we can flip-flop to the defense, and that's where things get a little bit shaky. I still haven't quite understood what happened to Seattle last year. They were literally the worst defense in the league for like 10 straight weeks, and then all of a sudden they were just fucking elite. That defense shows up and plays for 17 straight games. Seattle might not lose a fucking game, but we all know that's not going to happen. But if their defense shows up even half as much as they ended last year's season, the Seahawks should be in very good shape. All right, at number 8, we've got the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, so I have no problem saying that the Ravens have a top 5 defense. They have a phenomenal defense, but their offense fucking sucks. You got Lamar, you got J.K. Dobbins, you got Mark Andrews. And sure, they have Hollywood and Sammy Watkins. Okay, we all know what their actual purpose on that team is, and it's not to catch footballs, it's to cause distractions so Lamar can fucking run. We have seen time and time again that if Lamar Jackson gets shut down, so does the Ravens offense. Okay, of course he's an excellent runner, but he is not even close to the best thrower, and he does not even have close to the best ball security. Okay, that's kind of a fucking problem when you're supposed to be the best quarterback in the league, and I'm not hating on Lamar Jackson, I'm just stating fucking facts. I'm a fan of Lamar. I want him to do better. I want him to succeed, but right now the Ravens offense and where Lamar is, they're not that good. They're better than most teams in the league, but they're worse than the teams that count. All right, number 7, we have the Cleveland Browns, and yes, I'm putting them above the Steelers, and I'm putting them above the Ravens. First time in a long time we can sit here and we can comfortably say the Cleveland Browns are a good team. The Cleveland Browns are an above average team. The Cleveland Browns have one of the best receiving cores, and they do have the best 1-2 combo at running back in the entire NFL. They just drafted a corner to get Denzel Ward some help. Myles Garrett's clearly not going to get any fucking worse. And not to mention that Kevin Stefanski went straight from Minnesota into Cleveland and started coaching his fucking ass off. No matter how good the Browns do, they're always going to have critics. People are always going to talk shit about them, and the Browns are going to continue to try to prove people wrong. The Browns are going to have a good year, and as of this very moment, I have them winning the AFC North. Number 6, we've got the New Orleans Saints. Okay, I'm dropping them down to number 6 on the list. I don't know where they would have been. They probably would have been 4 or 5, but they don't have Drew Brees, and that does a lot more than just lose their quarterback. That loses their game plan. They no longer have to live off of the Drew Brees special, you know, the shovel passes, the screen passes, the curls, the slants, anything under 20 yards because he can't throw it that far. Which, by the way, that could either make them extremely fucking dangerous or it could make them extremely fucking vulnerable. I don't know. I guess we're going to see this here. I'm actually kind of excited to see what the Saints can do without Drew Brees. But their team really didn't get all that much worse, especially with having to free up all that cap space. I think the Saints actually did a pretty good fucking job at keeping their team together. Defense looks good. Sean Payton's a good coach. Their offense still looks fine. I got the Saints at number 6. All right, at number 5, and I'll take all the hate I can get. Come on, bring it on. I got the Rams. Like I said, guys, I'm on this hype train. I think they are going to be one of the best teams in the league, and it's going to show immediately out of the gate. They already have the best defense, at least I think, in the league. They have one of the youngest, most promising, smartest head coaches in the league in Sean McVay, and they've got an offense that just lacked that star quarterback who they now went out and got in Matt Stafford. Fantasy owners, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods are going to be huge fucking sleepers this year. Take them and take them quick. If you're asking me, the Rams are going to dominate, and unless Seattle really puts their shit together, that division is as good as theirs. If you can't already tell, I really, really like that Matt Stafford pickup. Coming in at number 4, we got the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is pending on Aaron Rodgers' arrival. I don't know what the fuck to do with the Packers as of right now. If Rodgers is playing, they're still going to be in very, very good shape. They just extended Aaron Jones. They still have Devontae Adams. Yeah, I know his other weapons aren't the best, but they're still there, and he has Robert Tonyan. Things shouldn't change a whole lot. Their whole team is actually pretty fucking good other than their defense against stopping the run. In Green Bay, you even know that's true. You guys can't stop anything. But now let's look at the scenario if Rodgers doesn't return. You're going to get Jordan Love, who has absolutely no experience playing in an NFL game. He didn't even win the job as a backup last year. And then that's going to leave you with Devontae Adams, which going from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, I cannot imagine that his mental stability is going to last all that long in Green Bay before he lashes the fuck out. Basically what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers stays, Green Bay is still a top 5 team. Aaron Rodgers leaves, that team is going to literally burst into a ball of flames. And then, you know, the Vikings will get the North. All right, and coming in at number 3, we got my boys in blue, the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's looking like he's possibly an MVP. Sean McDermott's looking like he's possibly coach of the year. And Stephon Diggs is looking like he might be the best receiver in football. Plus, you got Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, and Dawson Knox, who are all underrated, by the way. Not to mention their offensive line is also fantastic. Other than not having a promising running back, which they won't use anyway, the Buffalo Bills offense is fucking elite. Okay, let's go look at their defense really quick. Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde, who might be the best safety duo in all of football. You got Tre'Davious White sitting at corner. Matt Milano and Tremaine Edmonds as your linebackers. And then last but not least, you got Buffalo's defensive line, who is becoming younger and stronger as the years come on. No, like seriously, they just keep drafting these young tanks who take the places of the old ones. It's fucking great. I'm not complaining about it. Give me the Bills at number 3. Number 2, we got the reigning defending champions of the world, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, why the hell wouldn't I put them as number 1? I'll fucking explain that. Okay, let's look at what we have right now. Every single starter from last year is coming back. Okay, their offense is not going to change at all unless Tom Brady like breaks an arm or dies of old age or something. Their defense, as far as I'm concerned, they've held on to, I think, every single important piece that they needed to. And I could be wrong on that. They might have lost a linebacker or something. I can't keep up with everything. But a team that just won a Super Bowl and hardly changed at all, I have a good reason to believe they're going to be in discussion for another one. And Bruce Arians, I'm sorry, you're a nice guy, but you don't accumulate shit to that team. We all know who the man in charge there really is. Okay, look, if Tom Brady can show up and avoid an injury, and their defense can play half as good as they did in the Super Bowl last year, Tampa Bay is going to be just as good as they were. And number 1, yes, we have the Chiefs, and I do have them at number 1 because they fixed their problem. Yeah, the Chiefs lost the Super Bowl, so what? Go watch that game. I guarantee you it's not going to take you very long to figure out why they lost that game. Mahomes was running around the backfield like a chicken with his head cut off. Every single play, he had no protection. He had nothing. What did the Chiefs do? They went out and they fucking fixed it. They went out and they got one of the best offensive tackles in the entire fucking league in Orlando Brown. They also signed some O-linemen, and I think they drafted one too, but their only weak spot I really see there now would be Mike Remmers. Trust me, we dealt with Mike Remmers in Minnesota a lot. I'm very familiar with who that tub of shit is. For anybody saying, oh, he did okay last year, go watch the Super Bowl. He got fucking destroyed that entire game. Mike Remmers is garbage. That being said, the Chiefs are still the best team in the league. They've still got a super underrated and really, really productive defense. They've got Andy Reid, they've got Patrick Mahomes, they've got Tyreek, they've got Travis Kelce, they've got Clyde. Kansas City is going to come back with a chip on their shoulder because they just got embarrassed in the Super Bowl, and they are going to be an absolute bitch to play against. Alright guys, and that is going to be it for my NFL power rankings. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe it, share it, help me in any way I can. You guys know I appreciate that. For those who haven't had an opportunity to follow me or join my social medias, all of those are going to be in the description of this video. Again, to anybody who's come over to my Twitter and followed my new account, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. But I've got some editing to do, so I'm going to hop off and get this shit done so you guys can watch it on time. As always, guys, have a terrific rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.